Welcome to Say More. How are you guys all doing?
Pretty good. I just finished my Gridmaster tiles, so now it's like fully completed. I'm a little bit late to it compared to most people because I completed it in like 2 days or whatever. But yeah, I thought it was pretty fun. But that's what I just finished up today.
Hell yeah.
Beast mode. Oh man, just hungover as hell. You know how it is.
It's like, wait, I don't know what time it is for you. Is it 4 for you? What part
It's
of Canada
4, yeah.
are you in?
Mountain time. Yeah, so I'm like one hour.
Oh, okay,
ahead.
okay. 4:40 for you? Yeah, it's 3:40 for me.
Yeah, exactly. But we went to sleep at like freaking 9 a.m. So
Oh,
it's
Jesus Christ.
just fucked.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah,
That's
makes
crazy.
sense.
But I couldn't miss filming an episode or recording an episode of my favorite podcast. So, it is what it is.
That's dedication. That is dedication. Are you like taking ibuprofen or something?
I'm literally just raw dogging it, honestly.
Damn.
Ooh,
Savage.
respect.
Yeah, I don't want autism.
That's that's Tylenol.
Oh, potato.
You actually can't get it if you're in Canada, though. It's only in the U.S. If you take the Tylenol in the U.S., then you get autism. So you're safe.
It's that one. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
It's like freedom Tylenol. Fair enough.
Exactly. Trey, if you believe hard enough, it'll cause it. So.
Yeah, I just got back from a friend's house and I was just hanging out there and they turned football on, which means I just woke up because I've been sleeping. So it's a good Sunday.
Nice. I went for a little walk right before this. It was beautiful out, but this is pretty much the end of the road for good weather out here. I feel like, I looked at the weather forecast and it's like rainy, and then it just gets colder and colder and colder. And then it hits November and then December and then it's just over. It's like the next 5 months is just cold, but I kind of like it, but I will say I prefer summer. I don't know about you guys.
Well, we just had our first snowfall 2 weeks ago.
Oh my God.
So that was
2
awesome.
weeks ago.
Yeah, I just literally live
Jeez.
in the North Pole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sheesh. Okay, well, we have some great questions today, and I want to start with this one. If you could go back in time and redo anything differently in your RuneScape account progression/journey, what would it be?
I got a controversial one to start off because I know that this is something that the sweaty community disagrees with. I know it's technically not efficient to do it this way, but I would go back and not max out my combat at Nightmare Zone or for the modern generation Gemstone Crab. Because, I'm sure a lot of us know that feeling of getting 99s in all of our combats and then having like 70 Slayer and, going back, through all the Slayer levels because you went and maxed your combats. And I think, and this is how I did on my Iron is I did all of my combat through Slayer and I got max combat and 99 Slayer around the same time. And so that just felt that progression felt cleaner and more rewarding. It was really weird on my main having, just as I'm going through Slayer, it's like that was the only number that was going up. All of my combats were already done with. I mean, either, there's post 99 XP, but I know that technically it is more efficient to max out your combats and then go to Slayer, but I don't know. It's a mental thing for me, and I did not enjoy that feeling, and I would not do that on any account going forward.
Yeah, I've very much been opposed to that. I think as soon as I started playing Old School, actually, I was so offended by people walking around with like 36 Slayer and like a level like 117 combat or something, just full. And then they would have like 45 prayer or something, just so fucked. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And then I realized that there was 6-hour Gethans, and it was just, in my eyes, it was destroying the game. I hated that. I hated that look of it because I came back for like the nostalgia, and the nostalgia for me was looking up to high level players. Like you'd see their combat and you knew that they put in a fuck ton of effort and time into that.
I did it because it was, it seemed too good to be true, and it, maxed out my combats. But when I saw this question, that's the first thing that came to mind, and I kind of wanted to put it out there because I know that there are all these new players coming in and people are just freaking out about the Gemstone Crab. And I guess I just want to offer that as an alternative. Like if you are going to keep playing this game and you are going to do Slayer, you're going to get 99s in all your combat anyway. And it's, I mean, you can make an argument about, okay, this is AFK time, this is active time, but you're going to get those levels, and it's in the long run, it's going to take you longer to go out of your way to max your combat first, in my opinion. But I know that, once again, I know a lot of the efficient people would disagree.
Yeah, much, much better in my eyes to just do like star mining if you wanted to find something AFK. Because you do not want to actively mine. Most people don't, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go second. I think mine is just doing Nightmare, original Nightmare. I know I bring that up a lot, but like that is my biggest regret, sort of. Like that's what I would do differently. I just would not.
It really weighs heavily on you.
It does. It's still to a second. No. But seriously, that's the first thing that comes to my mind where I'm like, that was a huge waste of time.
Yeah.
I mean, RuneScape's a waste of time, but like that was a waste of time. It was just bad.
Was it a waste of time at the time, or are you saying it's a waste of time in modern context with Fasani's and the updates we've gotten?
Yeah, I mean, it was a waste of time regardless if Fasani's had come out, but because Fasani's had come out, I lost like so many hundreds of hours just doing that. But at the same time, like that whole boss, even today, even Fasani's is a waste of time. But I just
True.
I spent a lot. I've spent over 1,000 hours there, like 1,200 something. So that's what I would do differently.
For me, I would have maxed a lot earlier. I maxed 7 years into playing Old School. I had 850 mil experience by the time I maxed. Like I used to get, but you know why I think it happened? It's because my friends would always like bug me and bully me about not being maxed and like wearing a backpack into Tob and stuff. And so I think that made me like, fine, I'm never maxing. Like, like and like just because you guys keep saying it, I'm not gonna max now. Fuck you. And like held myself back. But then so that maxing, I would have done it sooner because obviously that the cape is just so nice and it gives you so many perks. And I would have gotten my music cape a lot sooner.
Music cape is so good.
Yeah, it is. It is. And I was kind of one of those people who like, if I'd be streaming Master Clues or something to my friends, they'd be like, "Dude, just get the music cape. Why are you not getting it?" It just makes fallow so much easier. And I was like, "Oh, it's okay. It's only like an extra like 10, 15 seconds like out of my day. Like who cares? Like you guys care too much. Like, like all good." But if you think about it, it's like if you stack up the amount of time I've spent running to fallow from the fairy ring because I don't have the music cape, who knows? I've probably wasted at least a couple hours of my life doing that.
You always got to go twice to fallow because you got to
you got to go back as well. Exactly. It's literally a few hours of my life gone that I could have spent, I don't know, like curing cancer or some shit that I spent running to fallow instead.
Yeah.
You could have learned like 5 different languages too.
Or played more
Fuck
RuneScape.
that. Yeah.
Oob.
I'd say I'd probably never de-iron if I had to make a choice, because like technically I played an Iron Man for like 5 or 6 years, but like it was a hardcore, then it was an iron, then it was an unranked, then now it's a main that I play. And I already had a main before that I maxed, so it's like the only reason I'm playing this account now is because the collection logs were like already unlocked on this as an Iron Man, and like I've spent all the time and gotten all the things I need to get versus the other account that doesn't have like half of the stuff done. And like for people who do like end game bossing and stuff, like the pets and like collection log slots and stuff, I just feel like it would have been nicer if I just separated those and played an end game iron like long term, but it was just the chore escape of it and like real life obligations that made it hard to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have just like, if I could have been a lucky Iron Man, I probably would have stayed Iron Man, but I just was unlucky with getting mega rares and stuff. So that was mainly why I de-iron.
I don't even play Sae Bae anymore, but it has not even crossed my mind to like de-iron it because I'm like, at some point I might want to jump back on the Giga, even though it's losing its Giga status because there's just a lot of content updates that have come out that I haven't even touched. So yeah, be kind of newbie, and I'm gonna be coming back after like Sailing's already been out for God knows how long, and I don't even have a max cape anymore. Like that's gonna be disturbing.
Oh yeah,
you got to do the upkeep on your main. That's every
so painful.
Every quest that comes out, just knock it out real fast. No,
guys,
thanks.
I have like 12 quests to do.
Yeah, that's
I'm
awful.
just dreading it so badly, but I know I'm just gonna have to sit there one day and just crush them all out.
At least you have Quest Helper. You've used Quest Helper, right?
Yeah, well, to get my first quest cape, I didn't, but
Mhm.
I used, Slayer music guides. Shout out.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, no, quest helper is huge.
It's
QOL.
yeah, it's busted. It makes playing a new Iron Man like actually feasible, like genuinely. Like
Yeah.
I was so against making a new account. One, because I wanted all. I used to have a philosophy of like I want all of my progress to be on one account always. I don't want to start dividing it up between different accounts. But another big reason that I just failed to acknowledge to myself was just how painful it would be to do questing again. But yeah, Quest Helper completely eliminated that. It's just so chill.
Do you guys remember
yeah.
what people used to do before, like video guides and stuff, like before Soup and Slayer music started?
I didn't even use video guides. Like I was using Rune
Yeah.
HQ.
Yeah.
No, like Rune HQ was my goat. I mean, the wiki sucked
Yeah.
at some point. The wiki actually, I think, surpassed it several years
Yeah.
back. But Rune HQ was like the fucking goat for so long.
The
for me.
best. Do you guys remember Zybez?
Yeah,
Real ones
I
remember
know it.
Zybez.
Love it. I never used it.
I like Tippet a lot. I use that.
Oh
yeah,
yeah. Those were that was like the site before Rune HQ.
Oh,
Mm.
okay.
Times. Yeah.
This is a good one. Is RuneScape a dating site? Was there ever a rule? Like, you know how there's like the rule of like no account sharing, but nobody fucking enforces it and everybody account shares? Was there ever like a rule of like, this isn't a dating site? Or was that more like just a sort of, I don't know, like old wives'
Like a
tale?
meme?
Yeah,
Oh.
kind of like a meme. Yeah.
I mean, like buying GF and press 1, 2, 3 G for GF has been around since the inception of this game.
What was
and
the press
so
1, 2, 3 for GF?
I never heard of
that's
that one.
literally how I
Goated.
got. That's literally how I got my first RuneScape boyfriend. When I was like
What?
9 years
You
old.
typed 1, 2,
Yeah.
3.
Yeah, he
That's
said that. No,
crazy.
I said press 1, 2, 3 for GF, and then he said 1, 2, 3. Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my
yeah.
God. So you were the one looking for BF.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Exactly. And I think I still actually have that guy on like Snapchat or something to this day.
Holy shit.
I know, it's crazy.
He probably thought you were a
But-
dude at first.
Yeah, probably. But yes, as a seasoned e-dater, I can confirm that RuneScape can be a dating site. And honestly, one of the best dating sites, because having RuneScape as like a basis, like one of the basis in your like relationship or like just gaming in general is so huge. I feel like it just helps you bond on like a level that maybe you wouldn't with like other people who don't game or play RuneScape. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Definitely. I'm also a little bit seasoned as well. I've dated a few people in the RuneScape scene. I'd say honestly more like RuneScape Twitter is more of like a social space than
Yep.
it is like than like just RuneScape itself. Like the mediums through playing RuneScape is like where people date or like meet people. Just because you become mutuals with people and it's like really easy to just talk with people or like you meet them through Twitch chat or whatever it is.
Mhm.
But yeah, I would definitely say it can be. It really just depends on how open you are to that, because a lot of people like think it's cringe to date online until you become the cringe person dating somebody. Then you're like, oh, it's not that cringe, guys. Come on.
Guilty.
not that
Literally
bad,
Guys, it's
guilty.
not cringe. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, literally. I
we've
used
all
to
been
like
there.
make fun of e-daters and then I became one. It was crazy.
I feel
Yeah.
like the people that actively make fun of e-daters are jealous, low-key. Like, I never made fun of e-daters, personally.
Jealous of love. No, it's so true. I was probably just projecting.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to think the same thing about like people that vehemently hated irons that played mains. I swear to God, it was them like just coping with the fact that they didn't make an iron. This is like before the collection log. I think collection log kind of like narrowed that gap of kind of feeling like an Iron Man without having to be one. But I remember it wasn't that I thought all mains were jealous of Iron Man. It was the mains that were so against Iron Man that I think low-key deep down wish they had started an Iron Man on release or something.
Okay, like it's kind of similar to RS3. Like I feel like it's so easy to bait people into just like talking negatively about Iron
Oh, it
Man and
is.
like
You've already
RS3
baited me
and
into
stuff.
it. I hate
I don't.
RS3.
Yeah, like I don't actually hate irons, but I over the years I've made like so many anti-iron tweets, but just like as a joke because it's so easy to get reactions out of people every single time.
Oh,
And I'm pretty sure a lot of
totally.
irons have blocked me over the years as a result. But I'm like, guys, I'm just joking. I promise.
Nah, what's even cringer, and this is coming from, you know, the Iron family, is when you would see Irons like shitting on other accounts, but like unironically, like not even ironically, like they actually thought they were like the superior game mode. That was so cringe. Holy fuck. You'd see it at Winter Todd all the time. Some fucking guy would make an Iron Man. He's just like looking down at everybody, but like actually thinks it. He's not just memeing. Maybe they're like giga memeing where it, like the meme goes so far beyond, like they actually seem like they're being legit, but they're actually memeing at like galaxy brain level. So who knows?
Giving him too much credit.
What about you, Trey? Do you have any? Oh, I guess you hadn't had any ventures because you've been married for like ever.
Yeah, I married my high school sweetheart, and we've been married for 10 years, so I have to pass on this question.
That's crazy.
Makes sense.
Is RuneScape a dating site though? You have to answer the
I did
question
have
yes
a
or no.
I did have a RuneScape girlfriend back in the day. Shout out, I think it was like Mimsy12 or something.
Uh-oh.
And I think she was like, there was a loose connection to a IRL. Like I think she was a cousin of an IRL person I knew, so I thought there was maybe some hope there, but no,
Your cousin. I'm like, this is not going.
Oh my god. I'm dead.
yeah, she was the cousin of my cousin. It was my
Reminds me of
sister.
Arrested
No.
Development. Just-
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, I think I feel like such an old man about this kind of stuff. I'm like, yeah, I guess you can meet people on the internet these days. But yeah, it seems just as valid as anything else. So I'll say yes.
I'm curious about Sinferna. It seems like a lot of your e-dating has kind of been memes or just kind of like jokes. Did you ever have anything that was like more serious?
Yeah, no, for sure. For sure.
Mm.
I definitely had a few that were definitely on the serious side, but I'm like just very, very, very private about my dating life. So
That's good.
Yeah,
like
fair.
my community, just Twitter, like nowhere really knew other than like my friends and kind of acquaintances and stuff.
That's smart, honestly.
Yeah.
I was curious though.
Do
Interesting.
not want to give people like I just don't want my life, my personal life to be the topic of conversation for people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally
Yeah.
get that. I always kept my relationships private, at least on like the Twitter sphere. Of just like, I just feel like it's like really nobody's business, and then it's like if it does get known, then I just feel like it becomes like the topic of conversation, like you're saying, and it's just
People
like,
become so like parasocial with it and shit too, and it's like they're like
yeah,
they become so invested in like the drama and whatever, because to them it's drama, but to you it's like, bro, this is my real fucking life. Like, you know? I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah, no, that's definitely true. What do you think were the craziest? I mean, I'm always thinking of the what's his name, Trance Music and Poison Ivy. I know Sinferna would remember that couple. But was there any like actual like crazy relationships that people were keeping up with that were online? I'm just trying to think of any other ones, because that shit was like a decade ago. The Trance Music Poison Ivy one.
crazy that it was that
A couple
long ago,
years
too.
after that was the Allison H thing. Do you guys remember that? I think I mentioned it in our group chat once.
Who's Allison H? Who's that? What is this?
She was like she was just in the community. I think she was like kind of like a higher level player. I think she like was like on Twitter. Like that's kind of where we became mutuals. And she was just like very like well known, like popular and stuff. And then her ex boyfriend, you guys remember Devious Mud? I think that's what his name was. I think he had like a pretty good iron back in the day. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Wasn't Devious Mud like what RuneScape was called?
That's what I was
No.
thinking.
Okay, no, it was his name was something like that. It was like Devious or some shit like that.
Oh, Devious? Like DVS? Like the
No, not him.
Oh, not him.
Yeah. So it was something like that.
Okay.
Anyway, so it was like a revenge porn type of thing which is really fucked
Oh,
up. But I remember at the time
yeah.
it like lit the community up. Like that's all anyone was talking about on the
Oh
timeline.
shit.
He like exposed like nudes and like sex and stuff of her,
Oh
and
Jesus
like
fucking Christ.
it was really fucked. Yeah, I feel like she just kind of dipped after that, and like understandably so.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was wild. That's like another one that sticks out in my memory, like that kind of like in the same realm as like Poison Ivy and
Mm.
Trance, but it obviously wasn't to the extent that Poison Ivy and Trance were, where it was literally having newspaper articles written about it. So
Yeah.
yeah,
No, that was
Interesting.
I think that was like the Poison Ivy and trance music one was like the biggest in the scope of like socialite like being perceived by like outside communities. There's obviously like the settled and like his girlfriend drama, which is like pretty big.
Yeah.
I can't
Settled's
think of any
been
others.
relatively private though with his life. I think probably
Yeah.
because of that. But even he was private with that. I think that whole thing
Yeah,
was
I
just
had
because
no
of the
idea.
breakup. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
A lot of people were
Yeah.
like, "Oh, he has a girlfriend." People didn't even know.
Yeah.
I think I was very cautious when I first kind of became like a content creator because there was a few girls that I was talking to, but it was strictly online, like all virtual. And I always was a bit like, oh fuck, like if I didn't know, like I didn't fully trust those people, you know? And I think yeah, there's just a lot that you can like maybe I don't know, you just can't trust like random strangers that you meet online until you like meet them in person. I feel like as soon as you meet somebody in person, I think that changes the game a little bit and changes the perspective
For
that you have.
sure. I think RuneScape is a dating site, but I think it is really important to like meet up ASAP. Like
Yeah,
as soon
Yeah.
as you
how
can.
early do you think
Yeah.
that is? Because do you guys remember the Rendy fucking story of?
Oh my
I
God,
know
yes.
Ubaru remembers
What?
that Rendy. So
No.
Rendy was on the cast. This was an exclusive episode, but I shared part of the clip on my YouTube. But it was him, and he said like he started talking to some girl and that plays RuneScape, and within what was it? Within like a week or something, she flew out to see him, and she was with
It
him
was
for like
very
10
soon.
days or something.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was like
Yeah.
10 days and she flew out for like a week or something. It's just insane. And like apparently she like smelled bad or something. And so the whole time they just never did
God.
anything. And they just kind of like sat and played RuneScape together in like his place for like 10 fucking days. And he's like, all right, see ya.
To be honest,
What?
like from the situation he explained, he could have been like way nicer and like explained it on some level to like
Yeah.
have a mutual understanding. But he was very much so like, yeah, I'm just kind of not interested in you. Kind of took like the dick
So-
approach and just like,
so bad.
yeah, I felt really bad for her.
Aw.
And yeah, and I think like she left early. I'm pretty sure. So it was like not great.
That's nightmare fuel, honestly. But I just think like you guys have talked for a week and you're flying out to see each other for longer than you've known each other.
It was very quick. Yeah, it was like under a month, definitely.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I can't remember the exact
Yeah.
time frame. It was definitely under a month.
I think to answer your question, Slater, I think like at least a few months, like a month or two, sort of, to at least lay down the groundwork, like emotionally and stuff. Before you meet
Yeah.
up. I think that's pretty reasonable.
Whenever it's like possible to see each other and you trust each other enough to like actually meet in person, because like
Yes.
some people could just completely lie. Like there have been people that I've heard or talked to people who are just like complete like liar manipulators and just lie about everything in their life, and then like just does not work out.
Yeah.
Or like you can't even have the opportunity for that to happen. So it's just it's not great.
Like to answer the question, RuneScape is a dating site, but it's kind of like what Ubaru said, the kind of like Twitter/RuneScape thing. It's like that's the vibe.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No one's meeting their like the love of their life at like Drainer Village Willows anymore.
Yeah,
Anymore,
like KBD. Like you're not
Yeah.
pulling up to a boss and like finding the love of your life.
I
Like,
just feel like
it's
you
through
can't.
a different medium.
Yeah, no, and it's very weird. I feel like it's weird because the girl. I feel like for the girl, that's just gaming to have some dude like that's also just a virtual RuneScape character, like approach her, like you don't know who the fuck this could be. Like you really don't. You have no idea. I just feel like there's a difference between having like your real photo on Twitter, so you already get the gist of like who you're talking to, sort of, versus just a
Yeah.
fucking RuneScape picture.
Absolutely. Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, but I would say it's a dating site, and it's a good dating site. It's probably my favorite as well because all the other dating sites you meet like normies, and it's like fuck, this is exhausting. It's like actually exhausting talking
Dude,
with like normal
talking
people.
to normies is like
So
so
draining.
different. Like, yeah. Like when you're trying to explore like romantic connections with like normies, it's so different like RuneScape players because a lot of times they just don't understand like my sense of humor or like my irony or like the obscure
Yeah.
references and shit, you know?
Oh
Like
yeah.
It just makes oh yeah no oh my god yeah I'm just thinking back to like Hinge dates. I had a couple of those a couple years ago.
I've literally had a Hinge day where somebody pretended to be like a Twitch like streamer just to like appease me, and I caught her like
Oh
lying. Yeah.
god.
Yeah, she was
What
like
the
full on
fuck?
like she was like full on doing like a fake personality to like because she knew I streamed, and it was like she was like saying like Pog in real life, and I was like, okay, I want to kill myself
I'm
listening to this. This sucks.
dead. I'm dead. You guys, I accidentally said Pog to a weed dealer once by accident. It was completely by
That
accident.
goes
It was like
hard.
so
At least it
awkward. We were
wasn't
like
poggers. Pog is better than
Yeah.
poggers. If you say poggers,
there was like this awkward silence between us after because I don't think he understood what that meant. And then I was like,
Oh,
okay, I'm not gonna
no.
explain it. It was like, yeah, it was so
Like, don't
awkward.
worry,
Anyway,
don't worry about it.
dear God.
sorry, I digress.
Mm. What is your most helpful piece of advice for someone starting content creation?
I asked this question to the group because I started streaming. I've been streaming a lot this week, so go
How's
follow
it
me.
been, by the
Haha.
way?
It's been the community has been super like great. You know, my clan has been there's a few guys who've been consistent every second. I've been live and we've had a handful of people show up that said they came from the pod. So love to see
Hell
that.
yeah.
It's been a huge learning curve, but my goal is just every stream to improve one thing. Um, but yeah, all the like I set up all of like the alerts and stuff, and Sater, you actually came in the stream and you I think you subbed or something, and I was like so excited because one of the follow notification I added RuneScape music to you saying what a legend, and I was like I was like laughing hysterically at it when it played, and then I found out the next stream that nobody besides me could hear that audio.
Oh no.
Oh.
So, yeah, just little stuff like that that we've
Yeah.
been working
Classic.
through, but it's
No,
been really fun.
that just reminded me, literally. I mean, this is 5 years into streaming already. I had set up, so I was normally using Streamlabs, which is how I get all my alerts going through. But I decided to do a Twitch alert because Twitch started having their own sort of system for integration of like alerts, and they had a hype train alert. And what would happen is there was this really loud, aggressive, like sea shanty fucking song that would go when the hype train started, or something like that. It was like sea shanty. I don't even know what it was. It was probably sea shanty 2 or something. Super fucking loud, and it would only play for me. But I thought it was playing for everybody for I kid you not, like half a year, like half a
Oh my
fucking. And I was
God.
getting hype trains like a couple times, a few times a week. So it would just randomly blast, and I am like sitting there like, oh my God, it's so fucking loud. And everybody in the chat's not hearing anything. And all of a sudden, 6 months into it, I was said the same thing. Like, this is so fucking loud. Like, is anybody else's ears bleeding? And they're like, what are you talking about? And then it like finally hit me. I was like, oh my God, this has been playing in only my ears for half a year. That is insane. Like, just the amount of cringe moments I've produced from just sitting there like in agony over like 3 different songs overlapping. You know what I mean? It's just so bad. So
That's
yeah.
awesome. I will say my answer to this question though, obviously I can't really give any tips for streaming yet, but for general content creation, I think something that's super important, like maybe like the base important thing is to remember your spark, and that is like I think it's best if you use like a joke as an example. Like if you're gonna do something funny, like a stand-up comedian has a joke, they think of something and they laugh at it, and then they have to like craft that. They have to go and they have the 10% inspiration, then they have to do the 90% perspiration, and they go and they craft it and they figure out when they're going to do it, how they're going to do it, exactly the best way of doing it. And 99% of the time along that process, whether you're going to lose, the joke's not going to be funny anymore, or the idea you're gonna say this isn't even interesting. You're going to get so used to this idea, and just remembering every step of the way, that first feeling you got when you thought, dude, wouldn't it be so cool if I did this? And
Mm.
you have like telling yourself, like you have to keep telling yourself that's how it felt for me the first time. So this is how it will feel for people. They're only going to see it once, you know. And so this is how that will feel for people when they're given this, but I've put all this work into it, but I have to keep telling myself that that this is still good because of how I felt when I first thought of it.
Yeah.
Keep that passion alive for yourself, sort
Yeah.
of thing.
I would say the most helpful piece of advice I could give to somebody that's completely just trying to get into content creation is there's like two things. If you're already kind of into it, just do what you enjoy and really lean into that enjoyment and entertainment, because ultimately you're an entertainer. Like, I think that's really important.
Yes.
And then secondly, if you haven't even started, my honestly, like the biggest, most helpful piece of advice is to start on YouTube, because
Yes.
if your plan is to eventually stream, it's so much easier to pull an audience over to a live stream rather than to organically grow it. Now, it's obviously different if like you just want to stream, you have no plan of doing something else, and like streaming is your calling or whatever. But when it comes to streaming on Twitch, it's because Twitch is like trying to get exposure on that site is just fucking awful unless you're already big. So polling, and it's so much easier to grow on YouTube. Like if you produce something of value, there's so many more ways for eyeballs to get on your content than it is for you to be sitting at 0 viewers at the very last section of like the Twitch category. It's just horrible.
I think especially if you want to do streaming, it's really just having a varied source of content. Like this is another source of content for people to see you, right? So like this is a great opportunity I think for all of us. And then like, you know, so we have the podcast, then you have your stream, then like you make your own YouTube videos, then you probably at some point will do shorts. So that's like TikTok, Reels, shorts on YouTube. Like those are the best 3 spots to do that. Just being active on different things and seeing what is giving you more views on your content and like what you are displaying authentically as you, and just like I think just like learning how to balance everything is the hardest thing. But people say consistency, which is like very overhyped and very like oversaturated as an answer, but it's true. It's just kind of like I would say consistency on like different platforms, if you can manage that without making it a job, is like the hardest thing.
So hard.
Because it's like at a certain point it's gonna feel like a job. Like I would go live and it would feel like a job because I forced myself to go live for a month. It's like a personal challenge, you know. So that definitely became hard some days, but then it was easier some days because I was like you were saying, like when you're like in the mood or like having that spark, then like you can immediately get into it versus like trying to force yourself to do something. So if you can, just try to hone in on the originality and just be consistent with different forms of content, and whatever you see success from, continue to do that because it's working. But if you throw a ball at the wall 100 times and it doesn't bounce back, then you might want to try something else.
The line between consistency and oversaturation, like I streamed 6 out of the 7 days this week, and I felt bad because like the same people were coming in, and I felt like it was, like they're trying to support me and they're being really cool about that. And I almost felt bad because I almost felt like I was making it an obligation, but I kept saying like, well, I know consistency is key, kind of a thing. But I don't know if there's too much consistency to where people, start tuning you out because it's too much.
I think it can happen like that, but I think if you start to view yourself in that way, then it's kind of a negative feedback loop. Because I think it's all like, no, I'm being
It's
for
my
real.
whole
Because like,
personality. No, yeah.
yeah, because like seriously, because there's moments where I'm like, am I going live too much where people like find me boring? And I've been in the same kind of spot as that, because it's like you start to second guess yourself and like why you're doing stuff that you enjoy to do. And like at the end of the day, like you want to be in an environment where like you're having fun and you want to entertain people, but at the same time, like not getting in your own way. So I think it's like you have to find a balance to your own kind of structure of what you enjoy, because like if you're going live 6 times a day, that's a really great opportunity for people to go discover you. But at the same time, like, are you still fulfilled if you went live 3-4 times a week instead of like 6, you know? And it's like,
Yeah.
would you have more better time to do other stuff that could help you other than just going live. And it's like I was saying, it's all about a balance in like your mental health really with consistently going live and just being a content creator. Because I think that's the most difficult thing is just like learning the balance and then being able to do it for a really long time. A lot of people take breaks and stuff and try to figure that stuff out. So I think it's really just whatever your mental's like. If you feel like you're like having fun and like, I'd say keep doing it, you know? I don't see there's any reason wrong with going live 6 times a week. You enjoy doing it.
My biggest piece of advice, I was going to say the consistency thing. That one's a pretty big one, obvious one. Obviously, consistency is key, but then, you know, you'll hear of those creators who sit at the bottom of the category and they stream like 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, but they sit at like one viewer because they've been told that, like, okay, the more you stream, the more likely you will eventually sort of be found by people and like gain a following and like a community and stuff. Um, but I think one of the things that people overlook, and this is my biggest piece of advice, is like building a brand. Like, what is your brand? Like, there are thousands of people who are streaming raids, who are streaming high level Iron Men, who are, you know, thousands of people who are doing this content, but like, what makes you different to these people? Like, so many people who are playing at the same skill level as you, but like, why should people want to watch you over the other people who are doing that? And so I think, yeah, just sort of finding a voice for yourself and being a way to sort of tell your story like implicitly. I think that's huge. And I think that's what helps viewers and just the community like resonate with creators more too. It's when they have this like distinct and like just unique kind of, like I said, like brand or way of being. Um, so yeah, so I think that that's a huge one. And a lot of it is in little things too. It's like, you know, like make your Twitch bio look nice. Like add a few graphics in there. Like add an overlay like to your stream. Like make it look professional. Make it look like you care about streaming and like this is what you want to do. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's my biggest advice.
That's some really good advice. Yeah, that's like a universal thing if you're trying to grow anything, like grow your business or grow your stream or presence or anything. It's all about branding.
Totally.
Yeah, it's so easy to get in your own way of thinking like, what am I offering that other people aren't? Because most people are never going to be the best at something. There's always going to be somebody that's better than you at some aspect of what you do. So you gotta, yeah. But you are unique. Everyone's unique, you know? So that's what you got to lean into. You got to lean into like, nobody can be exactly like me. I'm the only.
Nobody can be as bad at doing this as you.
Exactly. The branding has to be based in authenticity as well. Like I feel like some people mistake like gimmicks for a brand. And yeah, it doesn't always show as like reflect or come across as being very authentic. And I feel like that eventually like people are able to see that. They can feel that. And they start pulling away from creators like that. And that's why a lot of times gimmicks don't end up working like long term and stuff.
This is an extension to the question, and that is, who is the person or people that influence you to get into content creation? What have they instilled on you today?
I think it's like a very like I wouldn't say basic answer, but I feel like a lot of people would say this. I feel like Bodhi got me into everything just because he's kind of like a jack of all trades. Like he could be funny, he's pretty decent at content, but like he's done everything that the game has had to offer, and it has like been a part of every key moment in RuneScape, and it really motivated me to be like, I could do that myself. Like I could go live and, you know, be an idiot or whatever and just like mess around. And I feel like if Bodhi didn't stream, I probably wouldn't have started streaming. Like if he'd never created content at all. I just feel like he's like one of the huge pillars of RuneScape content creation. And yeah, I'd say like he's like a model content creator for like what you could possibly do. Just like in the whole history of him making content. You can go back from like, you know, 12 years from now and see when he first was like streaming Old School. and he was still like polarizing the community.
I think it's funny because I've mentioned this before, but Rigondeaux was actually one of the people that like inspired me in some very unusual way to like get into streaming. I think just seeing him come into the scene, I remember watching his like it must have been like his first week of streaming or something, and then it seemed like he just grew a stream pretty quickly, like a pretty substantial audience from nothing. And he was just so unique with what he did, his vibe. He was just like rune crafting nature runes, and he just didn't give a fuck, it seemed like, about what he was doing. And people would ask him, you know, like why are you doing this, basically. And he just seemed to be very at least I perceived it as like just him. He was just like on a mission to like do this thing, and he just wanted to stream it. And his vibe was just so interesting. It was so different than the rest of Twitch. And I just remember thinking, because I was in college at the time, how cool that would be to just jump into streaming and just build something from it. And I remember seeing him get like a bunch of donations and stuff and just start building a subscriber base. I was like, this is fucking cool. Him and a bunch of other guys. I mean, I think he comes to mind just because he was the most like different, just kind of out there. And I just remember thinking like, wow, like literally anybody can just become a streamer and just do their thing. I think a lot of it has to come down to like confidence and sort of the branding, like Sinferna was saying, and just not really giving too much of a fuck of what other people think. Because that was something I really felt even when I first started streaming. I pushed through like the hard times. I mean, streaming to like 2 people, 1 person, 0. I remember I was pushing through a stream and I had 0 people. I didn't even have my stream pulled up on my phone. I was sat at 0 viewers. And I just remember pushing through those hard times, trying not to, very much caring about not caring about what people thought about me. It was like, it's just, it was a rough time. But I remember like that's a big thing. You kind of can't take yourself too seriously. You just got to go in there and stop thinking about what others are thinking. I think he was a good example of that at the time.
So I'll be completely honest with you guys. I have never been a huge consumer of like RuneScape / gaming content. So when I first started streaming, I didn't really have like any sort of like streamers I was like actively watching or anything. But the reason I got into it was because my friends who were super into Twitch and just streaming and stuff, they were like, "Yo, why don't you try doing this?" Is during COVID time when I feel like so many people started streaming and like content creation. Um, and they're like, "Yo, like, why don't you just like give it a shot? Why don't you?" Because at the time I had like a pretty substantial sort of following on Twitter already. Like Ub, you were saying earlier how, you know, it's helpful to have your leg up on like a different platform before you start streaming because it helps so much.
Yeah.
And so I kinda just had to figure everything out, like, as I as it went on. And then I think, like, once I actually started getting into Twitch and, like, watching streamers, I think one of the 2 of the most inspiring people to me at the at that time especially were, Lane and RSGF, just because they're such badass gamers and they're just, like, so funny and just like, you know, like, and they're just so good at the game. They're so good at the game, like effortlessly good. It was just inspiring. I was like, you know, I want to be good too one day. Like, um, and have that sort of vibe on my stream. And yeah, I don't know. I would say them too.
For me, when I'm really in my element, I give off I think would be called chaotic little brother energy, and which makes sense. I have 5 older brothers, and I realize as I'm like looking through the content creators and how I've been influenced and inspired by them, I feel like the person who I'm inspired the most by in like stylistically is It's Will. I just that his like sense of humor is so similar to mine in the way that just this pendulum always swinging between like the dumbest like schlub alive and like god tier gamer, like from his perspective of like, like, shut up Chad, I'm the best person in this game ever, to like I'm the dumbest person ever. I don't know, just something about that. It's very much my sense of humor, and he's probably my favorite streamer in terms of like just for being funny, and I find myself very influenced by that. And subconsciously emulating that style.
What is your favorite classic gathering skill? And like, what kind of gatherer were you, whether like as a kid or whatever, what was the skill that spoke to you the most out of the 3 classic gathering: woodcutting, fishing, or mining? I will start. I was a woodcutter at heart. I loved being by the fucking yew trees and then eventually the magic trees with that dragon axe, like just chopping with all the e-daters, like those guys with the gnome scarves and the fucking cavaliers and just pimps, like I loved being around that kind of group of people, even though we never fought. I was too scared to talk and they were just too cool to talk. So I would just sit there and be like, yeah, I'm part of their like cool little squad.
Same. I would say woodcutting for me too, purely because of the sort of emotional connection I had to it as a kid. Because yeah, for me, it was a big way to socialize. I was that noob who was standing, or that noob that was standing around at Draenor Willows, just like talking to people and like watching people get like getting attacked by the dark wizards. Like that was that was my whole vibe after school. I lived for it, and that's how I made a lot of my money and stuff at the time too, like like the cavalier and the gnome scarf and stuff, like that was all yew tree money. And I remember like seeing magic trees and thinking to myself, man, like that's gonna be me one day, like I'm gonna chop those one day. And like yeah, so I think definitely for me wood cutting, and that was my very 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 first 99, and that was like one of the best feelings in the world when I actually got that 99.
I'm a miner. And
Whoa.
answering this question.
Oh.
Reported.
Yeah, so I guess for this podcast, I've said I've been married for 10 years and I'm a miner. So do the
It's getting weird.
math. And I spent a lot of time at the coal trucks back in the day, and that was definitely one of those grinds. I think we talked about on a previous episode, like those grinds that you think you're the only one who knows about. And that was me at the coal trucks. I was like, dude, it's broken. You just put them in there, and then like it teleports for you. And and I'll say I think mining has aged the best out of the 3. Wood cutting has just gotten so weird with forestry, and I think fishing needs something new, and I think something new is coming. But mining, they really expanded it a couple years ago when they fixed star mining. And now there's just so many options. You have your bone shards, Dale essence. Like there's so many things that are like you are useful to mine. And yeah, out of the 3, it's definitely my favorite.
I'm the opposite of everybody. I like fishing the most. One of the best iconic things was fishing lobsters and going to Karamja as a kid.
Oh my god, yes.
And like taking the trip and paying the 30 gold every time and feeling like a bot, just walking along and just having a full inventory, not noting anything, just the worst possible thing to do in 2025. But I don't know, it's just like one of the most relaxing, nicest things that I enjoyed doing. I loved like going to Bar Village and like fishing and fly fishing and watching the troll come out and like kill people back in the day when I was a kid. Like I used to love the lethal randoms that would come out. The random events. Back. Yeah, I think we should bring those back. We'd start killing all the bots and stuff. It'd be nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say that's mine. I think like even fishing and like things like leagues and stuff is like cool because you can basically like 30-minute AFK timer fish and get like clue scrolls and do stuff like that. And I enjoy doing that, like AFKing for pets and stuff when I do leagues. So it's kind of nice. Gives me the like childhood feeling AFKing stuff.
Dude, that was a core memory for me too, the fishing on Karamja. Because then what I would do is I would do a whole inventory and then go kill lesser demons. Lesser demons. Yeah. And so I would just do that over and over and over again. I felt like I'd like found some like cheat code to the game. I was like, oh my god, this is like so efficient. Like
what's that little thing in the game? I don't know where it came from. The little coin generator where you just click it and it generates you 1 coin just by clicking it.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking of that at all. I thought you were talking about like the hex editor thing you do on your. I used to do the hex editor on my computer and change the gold value in my inventory into like mils and stuff and think that I was rich when I was a kid.
No, I thought you meant that. I was just talking about like what's the little coin generator? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? What's the coin thing? OSRS.
It sounds so familiar. I can't remember.
What's the goal? What's the little? Okay, somebody's got to figure this out. I think it was like some holiday event or some birthday event or something. But you just click the coin and it gives you a coin. But you can only click it once per tick. So it's like, oh my god, free money! All I have to do is just click this thing. But you only make like 6K an hour because you can only click it one time a tick. So it's just really funny because my childhood brain would see that as like hacking. You know, like I'm just generating money by clicking. Like what the fuck? But this whole game is generating money by clicking. Like it's just. I don't know. It's just really funny how like my brain would see the most inefficient things, like picking up item spawns as like, this is hacking. Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Because you're not thinking of it like that deep. You're not actually like mapping out like the efficiency or like how much money you're actually making. Like you just see it on the surface level as like, oh my god, free money on the ground. Like,
what is that thing called?
I know. I'm trying to find it too.
you guys are still thinking about it.
Oh, is this it? The infinite money bag?
Oh yeah, that must be it.
Why
sounds
don't I
promising.
remember that?
Okay,
When
so
is that from?
listen, apparently this came out in 2022. So the infinite money bag is obtained from completing Crack the Clue 3 event. It has a take from option, which gives the player 1 coin each time it is selected. When this occurs, a game message in that chat box states, you've obtained a single coin. Wow. Only 1 coin can be taken per tick. Selecting the take from option more than once in a single tick prompts the message, your infinite money bag needs more time to restore its power. So there's just infinite money in this bag. Like you basically have unlimited money, but you can only take 1 coin out per tick. So you make 6K an hour if you clicked it continuously. Or no. Wait, what? Taken from the infinite money bag while picking up. Oh, that is so fucking funny. It says a money making method right here. Taken from the infinite money bag, 5.9K an hour. And then there's a method taking from the infinite money bag while picking up coin spawns in Varrock West Bank, 18.9K an hour.
Now we're cooking.
That's some broke boy shit for real. God damn.
Holy fucking shit. And then, yeah, this is just fucking classic, though.
Is that like a UIM strat when you need money?
Dude,
do that for an hour.
I don't even know what strat this is. This is some like Galaxy Brain strats right here.
Yeah. This is some like extremely restrictive account strat, but somehow you can do all the things for Crack the Clue 3 and go across the game. Do all the
Oh my
stuff.
god, that's a new like account build. Is just being locked to the infinite money bag and only being able to buy things and do things with the money that you get from the infinite money bag.
Oh my god, that'd be like prison. That'd be so bad.
Let me
And then you just have
see.
to-
Let me see how long this would take to get. Wait.
Okay, so I've been doing a little bit
How long
more.
it take to buy like a mega rare or something with it?
I've been doing a little bit of math on the side because I was thinking hypothetically,
Mhm.
okay, if someone made a bot, hypothetically, and it was going to be like the simplest bot ever because you're just like effectively clicking on like 1 pixel the whole time. So if you had that running 24 hours, you'd make 144K in that 24 hours. And then how much is like a T-bow right now?
It is 1.523 bill.
Okay, let's say 1.5, right? And then
Yeah.
if we divide that by 144,000.
So
Okay, so it's
Yeah,
gonna take you if you're doing the infinite money bag at 24 hours a day, non-stop, it's gonna take you.
you know what they should do with the infinite money bag? Just have like a 1 in like a billion chance of getting 2 coins. No, of getting like I don't know, fucking of getting like a 10 mil. You don't even notice it. You actually just hit like fucking back to back. Just don't notice it.
Oh my
Good.
god.
For those listening, if you guys have any questions for future weeks upcoming, let us know down in the comments. We'd love to hear from you guys. We will give you guys a shout out if you guys have a great question that we'll ask on here. There might be some from previous weeks as well. I know there was some in our last episode that we might pull up for later episodes. So if you guys have asked a question and it doesn't get answered, it could in the future. So don't you even worry about that. But yeah, that is it for me. Any last words from you guys?
Comment.
Make sure you
like,
drink enough
and
water.
Subscribe. And do that. Drink water. Water's
Hell
good.
yeah. I was like, I can't multitask. Do I comment, like, and subscribe, or do I drink water? Fuck.
Yeah, pick one or do both.
Yeah.
Just do both.
I got nothing.
Damn, he's got nothing. No,
Yeah.
that's what he's
no,
got. He's just gonna
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Shower.
Honestly, real.
Shower.
Okay, I can't multitask 3 things. Come on, man. I'm not gonna shower. That's the
You can
least of
drink
my
the water
priorities.
in the shower.
I don't recommend that, but you could.
I
No,
do
it's
occasionally.
efficient.
I live in Oregon, so it's fine. The Oregon water everywhere is just fucking great. Crystal
Okay, well,
clear
if you live in
and smooth.
Oregon and you need to take a shower, you can maybe take a sip of water out of
There
it.
you go. There you go.
There you go.
Perfect. Well, we will catch you all in the next one. Take it easy. We'll see you there.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye bye.